Hey guys, before I talk about this red flag video, I wanted to just address something. The other day I received two emails. I respect everyone's privacy, so I won't name names. One email was from someone who really picked apart my videos. They noticed every teeny tiny detail. They said my voice sounds different in certain spots. They said it's clear that I edit out little bits, and I'm really impressed that you took the time to study everything. I really am. So yeah, I'm sure that my voice sounds different, because sometimes I record a video first thing in the morning. Sometimes I record late at night after work, after I've been on the phone all day and I'm tired and have no voice left. Right now it's Sunday morning. I went out with my friends last night. I'm sure my voice sounds terrible. I'm also probably getting a cold because it's that time of year again. And sometimes people are home and I need to be quiet, and sometimes I'm in my kitchen, sometimes I'm in the bedroom, and the audio sounds different. Sometimes I record a video and then later I go back to edit because I thought of something I wanted to add, so that little bit sounds different too. I also live on a very busy street. Sometimes I hear background noises, I want to edit them out. Since I'm not reading cue cards, I sometimes have to take a long pause to decide what I want to say next. Sometimes the phone rings, sometimes the cat is scratching on the door, and I don't want you guys to hear those annoying sounds, so I edit them out. So it happens. All these things happen. My videos serve one purpose, and it's to give you good information, and that's it. They're super unprofessional and super unfancy, so just please deal with it. Just appreciate the videos for what they are. They're not meant to be these amazing, beautiful, fancy videos. They're just informative. The second email was from someone who said my videos are awesome and they have fun listening to them and they look forward to them at the end of the day when they get home. It's the first thing they look for. That person is cool, so thank you. Anyway, here is red flag number 5. Grooming is something that pretty much all types of abusive and manipulative people do. It is not a manipulation tactic, but it's more of a defense mechanism. It's designed to counteract their low self-esteem, which they actually aren't aware that they have. They begin to offer you unsolicited advice, but I like to call it abuse disguised as advice. It doesn't happen right away. It happens down the road in the relationship once the narcissist knows they have a very strong hold on you. And it starts to happen just after the idealization phase of the relationship. After he's made you feel so wonderful, being picked apart by this person will feel like a huge shock. He will begin to pick you apart, but instead of flat out insulting you, it's very subtle. Everyone's different, so I can really only speak from my own experience. But he will either ask you a stupid question to get you thinking, or he'll offer you advice on how you can better yourself. He will tell you how to dress, how to wear your hair, and like I said, everyone's different, so everyone's perceived faults will differ in the eyes of their narcissist. So all I can really do is briefly tell you what the concept is, but I've got tons of examples on what I went through. Robert would grab parts of me and ask if I'm working out enough and how's the gym going, how's everything going. He would grab my butt and say, you gotta do squats. You gotta do squats to get a nice butt. Don't do any chest exercises though, you don't want to lose your chest. I mean, how disgusting is that? It's just so degrading. He would offer bits of advice on the right foods to eat, the right workouts to do, but then we would go to the gym together and he wasn't even able to keep up with me, which was really the funniest part. I mentioned he was really into big butts. So he found these pills that are supposed to make your butt grow, and he told me that I need to take them. And I was really hurt. I was really, really hurt that he spent so much time thinking about this. When I told him I would never in my life take pills for something like that, he then sent me information on various plastic surgeons to once again make my butt bigger. And I was really furious that he spent so much time thinking about this. Like I was just furious and hurt, and I just couldn't believe that my butt was that terrible, that it meant so much to him that I change it. I'm really into running, and he would tell me that running's not good. I should quit running and do something else, do other exercises. Now you have to understand, this guy is the laziest person I've ever met, and he doesn't work out at all, so the fact that he was telling me how to improve my workouts was completely ridiculous. See, another thing narcissists do is that they're huge hypocrites and huge know-it-alls, and they will oftentimes try to change things about you that they themselves need to work on. He would order Chinese food, but he would comment on everything I ate. And I think I mentioned this before. I'm really into eating healthy food. I don't eat fast food. I don't eat junk food. It got me really angry that he would comment on what I was doing. He would constantly bug me to take vitamins and supplements, and it was super annoying. And he would hint that my hair was going to fall out, my skin was going to look bad. And he said if I was going to be his wife one day, he needs to make sure I will always look perfect and that I hold up well, like I'm some product or an object that he bought at a store. He had something to say about the soap that I used, the shampoo that I used. He bought me perfume once, and it was not sweet or thoughtful at all because he said the perfume that I use is not good, and I have to wear this one. He would make little jabs about my skin and my hair, and he was always comparing me to him, saying, if you want great skin like mine, you gotta use this stuff. And if you want your hair to be smooth like mine, use this stuff. He was very vain, so appearance was a big thing to him. I have two very detailed anecdotes to share, and I really wasn't sure if I should include so many in my videos, but you guys seem to be very entertained by how terrible he is. So here's two more stories of him being terrible. I remember one time we were going to the movies. So I came home after work. I noticed he was wearing sweatpants. So I thought, "Oh, great. I'm going to get comfortable too." I had a really long day. So I changed into really comfortable clothes. I was really looking forward to having a nice relaxing night at the movies. And he got really angry, and he refused to go anywhere until I put my fancy work clothes back on. And when I pointed out that he was dressed comfortably, and I said, "Why can't I be comfortable?" He said, "Well, it's fine. I'm a guy. I look good. You're my girl. You have to look fancy at all times." This is another way he showed how misogynistic he was. So we ended up going to the movies, and I had a really miserable time. He totally ruined my good mood. And it's probably what he wanted to do anyway, so he achieved his goal, and whatever. On my birthday, which is in the middle of the summer, we were going out to dinner, and he would not leave the house until I flat ironed my hair and put on makeup. And anyone who knows about hair and makeup, you know that when it's 90 degrees and humid, your hair and makeup are going to look gross after 5 minutes. But he would not leave the house with me until I got all decked out, and I was miserable and hot, and my makeup was melting, my hair was frizzy, and he would get upset that I wasn't looking my best. Like, I can't control the weather. Like, what do you want me to do? He would get upset that I was sweating. He would get upset if I put my hair in a ponytail. He would just get really irritated if I didn't look perfect and pristine at all times. Even if we were just sitting at home, I had to look perfect. And because of that, I never felt like I could relax. I always had to look good. And it sucked. He would bum around in filthy sweatpants and unwashed hair, and I had to look great. And I had to look extra great to compensate for him looking terrible. And it was exhausting. And we fought over this constantly. Because sometimes I just wanted to go out grocery shopping and not have to dress up to do that. And he was almost embarrassed by me just wearing, sweatpants and put my hair in a ponytail. And other people would dress like that to go food shopping, and it was a huge problem if I did that. And it made me really, really upset. Now, I knew Robert felt bad about himself, and as arrogant and as narcissistic as he was, I knew he had a lot of insecurities. And he would tell me about them. He would let his guard down, and he would tell me about what he didn't like about himself. Now, he was tall and he was cute, but he was not thin at all. And he wasn't disciplined enough to work out or to buy food and cook it himself. He would stay up too late. He would eat fast food. He didn't exercise regularly, and these were the things he didn't like about himself, so he pushed it all on me. Narcissists project their own insecurities on their partners, and one of the ways they do this is in the form of grooming. This is how they themselves don't have to deal with their problems. They make someone else do it for them. They make their partner feel like they're the one with the problem. Deep down, they're very unhappy with themselves. So rather than try to change themselves, they take the easy way out. They make the person closest to them feel terrible. They would try to mold you and change you into their idea of a perfect partner. Because narcissists, they do have this magical idea of their perfect mate, and They have a fictional vision in their head, and they want you to conform to that. Every person they meet, they will do the same thing. They have this idea in their head, and they will try to mold every single partner into this person. The day after I broke up with him for good, which was in the beginning of December, so in about a week it'll be 2 months since I have not spoken to him. Anyway, I blocked him on Facebook because I just didn't want to see the stupid things he was writing, because I knew that he goes crazy on Facebook when he's upset about something, so I knew just reading it would get me crazy. A friend told me what he had written, and he said, if I'm ever going to be in a serious relationship again, it needs to be with a porn star with a PhD. Now let me break down this asinine statement for you. Porn stars are regular human beings. They have a team of people making them look like flawless angels. And I don't have that. I'm just a regular person. He wanted me to look like a porn star, which that takes a lot of effort, and I just didn't have the time to put makeup on all day, and I just didn't have the time for that. Now, he most certainly does not look like a porn star either. So that's just another thing. Also, I have 2 college degrees. He has 0. And I know he's a little insecure about that. So for him to make that statement, it really shows me how delusional his standard is and how unrealistically entitled he is. All narcissists have standards like this. They're very shallow. They have a huge sense of entitlement, huge degree of selfishness. They have very unrealistic expectations. And it is all to cover up a very fragile, almost non-existent self-esteem. And this is why they try to mold you. This is why they try to change you. They feel that if their partner is perfect, it'll reflect back on them, and nobody will notice how flawed they really are. It's just another coping skill. It's another defense mechanism that they employ to essentially hide from the world because they can't handle the world. So rather than be strong and deal with it, they become your world and they control you because they can't control themselves.